good loss for Montana. But we do have, despite all that, tickets to the Lady Grizz game tomorrow at 2 p.m. against Weber State. If you'd like to go, text us 406-888-1029. 406-888-1029. Text us if you'd like tickets to the Lady Grizz basketball game tomorrow at 2 p.m. against Weber State. It is senior day for Mac Koenig. She's the only senior on the Lady Grizz. I think that's probably the right spot for Montana women's basketball, as they're now 4-10 in league play after their loss to Idaho State last night. All right, let's play a little fair or foul. Rajim Seaber kicking it with me here. Coulter Nuanez. First of all, I haven't seen you since the Super Bowl. So
I know. So much has happened.
Yeah, totally. So what'd you make of just the Seahawks winning?
You know, it was. You know me. You know where I'm from. You know who my team is. So whether it was the Seahawks, the Cardinals, the Steelers, anyone that beats the Patriots, I love them. So I was automatically happy with that. It was one of the best defensive performances I've ever seen. One of the most dominating running games I've ever seen in a Super Bowl. It was good to see just some football players doing well, and it wasn't about marquee players. Like, the narrative was hard hats and lunch pails. You know what I mean? And a salty defense.
Yep.
And a quarterback that has put a bunch of naysayers to rest.
Yep.
So it was an interesting storyline. It was an interesting, advertisement around and within the Super Bowl. A lot of social narratives going on, and it was great, man. It was great. I loved it. But it's also the saddest day of the year because it signals there's no more football. So
I know.
As much as I love it, I loathe it. But it gives us, stuff to talk about a week and a half later.
Fair or foul?
What?
Kenneth Walker was the Super Bowl MVP.
Yes.
There's a lot of scuttle right now that Seahawks are going to either try to give him a mid-level extension or no extension at all. Fair or foul if the Seahawks don't re-up and pay Kenneth Walker like one of the highest-paid running backs in the NFL?
You gotta. Can I get a push? Can I get the or? You said fair or foul, right? So or No, I think it's foul. I think that the running backs, as we've seen, are in that 3 to 5 year window, and he's kind of coming up on the conclusion of his, and
yep.
they rode him hard and put him away wet and let his tongue loll out his mouth. And for me, you don't want to baseball contract this guy. You don't want to pay him for what he did. MLB is notorious and infamous for that. So don't pay him for what he did. Pay him for what his market value is and isn't. Definitely reward him, but you can reward him without contract. You can reward him without without it being so stipulated into the documents, if you will. So I say foul, my friend.
Here are Kenneth Walker he's trying to get somewhere between $12 and $15 million, which would make him a top 5.
I was going to say top 5, maybe 3
running back, but he.
Excuse me. Sorry.
I don't think he's worth that. But here, let's just go through this. Okay?
Kick it.
Here's the top paid running backs right now. Ashton Genty was the top paid running back in the NFL this last year because of his signing bonus.
Yeah,
coming out of the draft.
Makes sense.
Saquon Barkley, though, the highest paid running back in terms of overall base salary,
yep.
$16.5 million.
Yep.
Christian McCaffrey's at $16.2.
Yep.
Derrick Henry's at $14. Jonathan Taylor's at $13. Mario Hampton had a big rookie signing bonus as well. He's at $10. James Cook is at 10.2.
Interesting.
Aaron Jones is at exactly 10. Josh Jacobs comes in at 8.2.
Was that from that last? Go ahead.
From his big Oakland or his big Raiders year. Yeah.
Just to clarify for the folks.
Yeah, well, it proves that if you switch teams, it's actually the best way to get paid. So maybe that's where Kenneth Walker goes, right?
That's what he should do.
Because Saquon Barkley, switch teams, got paid. Derrick Henry, switch teams, got paid. Yeah, Aaron Jones, switch teams, got paid. Josh Jacobs, switch teams, got paid.
It's like the chorus of a hip-hop song.
DeAndre Swift, switch teams, got paid. He's the remix. He's the 10th highest paid guy. Then you got Jalen Warren, Joe Mixon, Tony Pollard, Kyron Williams, and Travis Etienne. David Montgomery sits there at 16th, and then you get into some of the non-type of feature guys, Quishon Judkins and Trayvon Henderson and Rico Dowdle, et cetera, et cetera.
Right. Fringe guys.
Where would you put Kenneth Walker in there though? Like, is he
to me?
Is he better than David Montgomery?
Right now, maybe.
I'd say yes.
Yes.
Travis Etienne. Etienne catches the ball.
He does, but he's up. Down, he's consistently inconsistent.
Kyron Williams for the Rams.
No, I
agree.
I
Cody
like Walker.
Pollard for the.
I like Walker better.
Joe Mixon.
I like Walker better.
Jalen Warren for the Steelers.
I like Walker better.
DeAndre Swift.
Well, I like Swift.
I think that's the cutoff.
That's the cutoff.
Josh Jacobs. I take him over Aaron Jones, but that's just because Aaron Jones is older.
And he's more banged up.
He's busted up, yeah.
Yeah. And then give me the 4 above.
James Cook, no.
No.
Amari and Hampton,
no.
He's all potential laden, but
Jesus.
And Jonathan Taylor, no.
No.
I'd actually take Kenneth Walker over Derrick Henry right now, just because I think Derrick Henry is going to be on the backside.
On the long end of the tooth.
Kenneth Walker might have 1 or 2 more good years. Derrick Henry will be better than most still for a couple more years, but he's not going to be like a 1,900-yard back again. I don't think, at least.
I don't know, man. He's
half man, half beast.
I don't know.
Half mythical creature.
We found the missing link, ladies and gentlemen. It's Derrick Henry.
Yeah, man. He's an impressive physical specimen.
Yes, he is.
Okay, so I agree with you. I think if you're Seattle,
well, so are you saying foul?
I'm saying if Kenneth Walker strong arms you and he's saying I'm not going to come in there for anything less than $10 million, you let him walk.
Oh, you got to let him walk
because you could just replace his production.
Well, then here's the thing. Let's zoom out. That's the micro. Let's go to the macro meso level. If he walks, where does he go?
Man, good question.
Right? Like where does he automatically fit in or not fit in at all?
Dallas needs a running back, and they'll pay him what he wants.
They'll pay him, yep.
And then he'll go win 7 games or 8 games or what.
Yep.
He'll be a part of the circus in Dallas.
And they can hold that MVP trophy in the first round of the playoffs on the couch with Dak.
I mean, what about the Giants?
I
still think the Giants are going to be in the market to spend that kind of money on a running back.
They will be in the market to spend, but I
don't think they'll use it on running back, right?
No, they have higher needs. They need a number 2 to take heat off Malik Neighbors. They need a center.
They need offensive line.
They need they need a tight end.
Tight end for sure.
So they have higher needs. The biggest thing is, can Scatterbo come back from injury? I think the Tracy experiment's over, so they could be in the market. But I also think they could where they're at in the draft, they could strike gold, trade down, and get a running back of high value that way, and add draft picks in the process. So in the market, but out of the market for a guy like that.
Jackson Smith and Jigma came to the table today and said he's going to pursue the max. He wants to be the highest paid receiver in the NFL. He had 1,700 yards receiving, 10 touchdowns. Would you do that if you're Seattle?
Yes.
You would?
Are you kidding? This kid's worth it. And he did it with an okey-doke quarterback. Could you imagine if he had like a Patrick Mahomes or a Josh Allen?
Well, the thing is, that's why they're going to be able to pay him.
Yeah.
Because they do have Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Because, if you have Jackson Smith and Jigma and you have a top 5 guy, a $50 million quarterback,
you're broke in 2 seasons.
You become the Bengals.
Yeah.
Because you're paying 2 guys $90 million or whatever like that with Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. So, I wonder. I don't know. I think with where you're at with your roster construction, I think you franchise JSN for a year to see if you could just run it back and see where it's at.
Ooh, I like that. Just give him the 1 year out, sit him, and then try to get
and then see where you're at with everybody, right?
Everybody
does Darnold keep producing? Are you going to pay Leonard Williams now that he's on the come up and the comeback, right? Are you going to, whoever, maybe you draft a sweet guy in the draft and
everyone knows the Super Bowl champion always gets pilfered.
Exactly.
Right here in a few weeks, that the team is Super Bowl teams are always somewhat dismantled the following season, so there'll be holes.
Yep. Franchise him so he can't go anywhere else, and you can do one more year to analyze. Also, Cooper Kupp is in a contract year next year.
Yep.
I think he'll probably just retire, and if that's the case, or walk. I don't know. Maybe they sign him to a sweetheart deal. He's making $15 million right now. There's no way he's making that much to stay in Seattle. If he stays in Seattle, he's gonna have to sign a hometown deal. That also then gives you some more money for JSN, makes the signing a little bit more legitimate.
Yeah, they got to sign next. I mean, the kid's remarkable.
He's unbelievable.
He's unbelievable.
Yeah, his body control is crazy, man.
It's freakish.
And the fact that he went from he was projected to be pretty good, but the fact that he went from what he was supposed to be to better than everybody is wild, man.
Best receiver in the rookie class.
Yes.
Of his rookie class.
Yes, totally.
Yeah.
Nuanez Now 109 ESPN Radio, SWX Montana Television, and the ESPN MT app. When you were here 2 weeks ago, the news of Coach Houck retiring, Bobby Houck, was fresh, and we talked about that. Well, he unretired. By the time you've been here since then, going to Illinois, fair or foul, Bobby Houck taking a Big Ten job less than a week into retirement?
I think it's fair. He can do whatever he wants. Like, and like he said, if you pay, the devil's in the details, right, folks? And if you pay attention to the message that was conveyed in between the lines, he says, I don't want to be a head coach again.
He said, I'm retiring from head coaching.
From head coaching, right? He didn't say anything else. So fair.
Yeah.
He said it, so fair.
I still a lot of people are salty about it, but I think that's how people are.
That is an icon for the University of Montana.
And it's also, what's the saying? Like, it's the devil that you know, right?
Yeah.
Like, people know.
Yeah.
I think there is a growing faction in the Grizz fan base that is starting to realize that the way Bobby Houck ran Montana will, on one hand, have you good always.
Always.
But can it actually get you to the ultimate goal? It's uncertain, and it's becoming less likely as time passes, right?
Right.
So the ceiling is sort of defined. Mm-hmm. But then they also worry, like, well, what if it all goes away without him? But I also just think that that's a loser's mentality, because I think the University of Montana football program has so much potential, and for as good as they've been, I think it's not even close to being tapped to what it could be. Because what it could be a multiple-time national champion.
Yeah. We're some coughing fools today, folks.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't know, Coulter. I think that Bobby Houck's an institution. He's built an incredible foundation. It's like forever cemented, not only at the school, but the state, the conference, this region, all of the things. We just don't. We don't know, and that's what people are afraid of. It's the uncertainty, right? Sure. It's the uncertainty. There's also the uncertainty because his replacement has no track record.
Totally.
Like there's no, even at D3 or NAIA or there's no track record for BK right now. So the purgatory that we're in between now and the first the scrimmage, let alone first game of the season, it's just uncertainty. Yeah. And I think that once things kind of settle and we either win the first 3 games or lose our first 3 games, identity and culture.
Well, they're winning their first 3 games.
Well, we are. I'm just trying to be partial.
There's no partiality about it. I just know they're playing at home against Southern Utah Drake and Utah Tech.
Yeah,
I think they're going to win those 3 games.
Yeah.
It's the when they go to UC Davis, when they go to Northern Arizona, when they go to Montana State, when they go to Oregon State. Those are the games where you're like, well, you could be up against it pretty big time.
And also just filling the holes that this team now has due to transfers, due to graduations, like all the things. So I just think it's a bunch of uncertainty. But circling back to the original inquiry, I think it's fair. I think it's fair for Bobby. He said what he said. He's doing what he's doing. Good speed. God bless you. May the force be with you. Peace out, Cub Scout.
Nuanez Now 102.9 ESPN Radio. Fair or foul last night. The Grizz lost 73-69 in Pocatello, Idaho. Idaho State came into that game in last place and had lost 9 games in a row. Fair or foul, last night was the worst conference loss of the Travis DeCuire era at Montana.
You're dirty, man. Why are you so dirty?
I mean,
you're filthy.
We always try to be fair, but at the end of the day, man, if you're the Grizz and you're in the hunt for the conference title, you cannot go to Pocatello and lose, because now you just took yourself out of the hunt for the conference title. That's your 6th league loss. Portland State's only got 3, so now you're 3 games back with 4 games to play. It's basically you can't win the league title now.
Yeah.
And that's supposed to be the gimme on your schedule, right?
Yeah.
If you go to Weber and lose on Saturday, all right, whatever. Like, Weber's has been a perennially elite program, but they're a solid program. It's going to be good fans. I mean, like last night watching, there's like There's like 1,000 people there at maximum. I mean, it's like not even as cool as a Hellgate game. Watching it, I mean, no offense to Idaho State, but like people know, man.
No offense to Hellgate either. What are you trying to say?
Hellgate is
I know. I'm poking you.
Hellgate just has a little bandbox, but they always
they pack the house.
They bring the heat.
Here's the thing, man. When you dress and set the table from that perspective, that lens, then yes.
Grizz had beaten Idaho State 29 times in a row, man. But then they lost last year. But it was like the trigger point to their season because last year they got blown out in Pocatello. They lost by 26 points.
It's a trigger point to this season.
I know.
Too.
Last year it happened in January, and then the Grizz didn't lose again for a month and a half. This year they don't have a month and a half. The conference tournament's in 3 weeks. We're leaving in less than 3 weeks for the conference tournament.
I know, man.
So that's. It's just concerning if you're Montana. Maybe it can be like this, awakening.
It could be
that you rock bottom or something.
It could be.
But I just, you factored all the things. The fact that Idaho State had lost 9 in a row, they hadn't won in almost 2 months.
I know.
They're sitting in last place.
I know.
Gus Etchison is a guy I'd never heard of. I'd never heard of this guy till last night. He's a NAIA grad transfer from Marion University in Indianapolis, Indiana, which is a tiny little school in the heartland. He had a good career at NAIA, but he transferred to Idaho State. He's a bench player. 29 points off the bench. Just cooked Montana last night. Just completely cooked them. I just think the Grizz, I thought Chris Cow, the associate head coach for the Grizz, said it as accurately as I've heard it so far this year.
Kick it.
He said this on this show on Tuesday. He said, our ceiling is as high as anybody. Our floor is way too low for us to be comfortable with it. The floor was last night. Like, that's it. You just lost the worst team in the league. So
that's a really nice way of saying bipolar.
Yeah, right? You just got to be better.
You just got to be better. You got to fight. You got to not have the pendulum swing so violently in either direction.
That's the part, too, where it's like the ceiling is high. That's what makes this team infinitely frustrating.
Yes.
Like if they were just average and mediocre,
right?
Because they are young. I mean, they only have the one senior in Tejan Sawyer. They lost 6 seniors from last year's Big Sky Championship team. If that was it, if it was just as simple as that, it's just a bunch of young guys, and they're just finding their way, and they've just sort of been up and down. Okay, but it's like when you went to Portland State and won, and Portland State hadn't lost at home in years. You went to Portland State and won. You waxed Northern Colorado when they were in town. You dropped almost 100 on Northern Arizona.
Yeah.
So, you've seen the flashes. That's where this team gets so frustrated because you're like, wow, what is the deal? What is the difference between when you play like you did against Northern Colorado and you play like you did last night? It's crazy. Like you're saying, bipolar. Like they're just two different teams.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's could it be a chemistry thing? Could it be an identity thing? Is it a locker room thing?
I think.
And I'm not saying that to create speculation. I'm asking out of curiosity. Like, what is it?
I think it's actually really, really simple.
Kick it.
I think Buddy Williams is a ball dominant player that's going to fit at a professional level of basketball much better because he has to have the ball in his hands. He's got to run high ball screen. He's got to run ISO. He's got to come downhill at you. The thing that's going to make him pass, which he's a great passer, but he doesn't pass that much because he beats people off the dribble so much. But when he does get stopped, what's he going to do? He's going to kick it. When the guys that are standing in the corner are freshman, mid-major basketball players at Montana, those guys are not going to be nearly as apt as the guys that Buddy Williams is going to be passing to at the next level, right?
Right.
Like if I don't think he's going to the NBA, but when he's playing in Croatia or Greece or something next year, when that pocket pass is going to some 30-year-old professional basketball player that shoots corner threes for a living, that's going down. And it's just I don't know. I feel like he plays a different style than what the Big Sky is accustomed to, and also what the Grizz are accustomed to operating in as well.
I think you're right. I think I said it on the show the week before I left for the East Coast trip, and I said they need to watch like mid to late 90s Knicks basketball.
Interesting.
Because of Anthony Mason.
Yeah.
And how, Don Nelson and then later Pat Riley kind of, use him as the point forward.
Totally.
And make other guys understand that he's not our point guard, he's our point forward who's going to facilitate and, then kick out to kick back in.
Sure.
Like learn how to play give and go off of that as well. Hubert Davis wasn't the best basketball player, but when he got those kickouts from having point forwards go in, his percentages went up. And you know, maybe just adjust your offense to within the strengths of that. And I just think that some of that type of basketball with guys like Anthony Mason, Chris Webber, when you have bigger guys who are playing downhill, like you say, that can also facilitate the rock, like build off of that just a little bit differently, and I dare say more.
Like I've said all year, it is really frustrating to watch the Grizz all the time. I mean, we do it because we do it, but we do it because we have to, and that's, you know, it's part of the deal, part of the job. And I still think that if they just figure out a way to hit their stride at the right time, they're just going to be there at the end. I think them and Montana State both are. I think that both the Cats and the Grizz are going to be. They are two of the three biggest contenders to win the tournament, even though they've been very frustrating. By the way, Montana State also lost last night in overtime. The Lady Grizz lost at home to Idaho State. So not a great night for the teams from the state of Montana. Of course, Montana State's women carried the day. That's what they do. They boat raced Weber State 81-36. That is the third conference opponent that Montana State has allowed less than 40 points to. That's a pretty stunning number. So they're the ones that are sort of carrying the day for the state of Montana. You want Lady Grizz tickets? They have their home finale tomorrow. They play their home finale against Northern Colorado on Monday, 2 Mondays from now. It's the weird Monday game before the Big Sky tournament. Mm-hmm. It's senior day tomorrow, though, so if you'd like tickets to the Lady Grizz game, 406-888-1029. That's 888-1029. Text it, let us know. Lady Grizz tickets for you to tomorrow's matinee at 2 p.m. Listen to Nuanez Now, 102.9 ESPN Radio. We'll come back, talk some high school hoops on the other side. Don't change that dial. Keep it right here, ESPN Missoula.
Feeling inspired by the Winter Olympics but don't have any ice sports experience? Come to Glacier Ice Rink this Saturday and we'll get you started. Our Winter Games Tri-Day features skating, curling, and sled hockey sessions that introduce beginners to these sports in a fun, safe environment. If you're more of a spectator, we've got hockey games throughout the day, including a USA versus Canada matchup. Pre-registration is required, so visit glacierIcerink.com to sign up. Glacier Ice Rink's Winter Games Tri-Day this Saturday.
Checking in with Ryan and Lucy for the Big Sky Documentary Film Festival, happening February 13th through the 22nd.
We have a great lineup of music docs this year.
We've got an incredible doc about Sun Ra, another about young hippies on Dead and Company tour, as well as a doc about Vic Chestnut.
We have a beautiful film about Chet Baker. We also have a film about Professor Longhair, a film about Benjamin Smoke, and Little Feat, the documentary.
For more information, visit bigskyfilmfest.org.
Uh-oh. Fender bender? Did you hit a deer? Or something worse? Action Auto Body Missoula brings your car back to life. Their expert technicians use state-of-the-art equipment to get you back on the road fast. Insurance claims? No problem. Quality repairs? Guaranteed. When accidents happen, take action. Call Action Auto Body Missoula today. 406-728-9220. That's 406-728-9220. Or visit actionautobodymt.com. Action Auto Body Missoula, where Missoula's cars come back to life.
While winter may slow things down, the team at Black Mountain Lawn is still hard at work across Missoula. All winter long, Black Mountain Lawn helps Missoula homeowners with junk removal, tree trimming and removal, demolition work, grading, and draining fixes, plus landscape planning and estimates for spring. Winter is the perfect time to get ahead and beat the busy season. Visit blackmountainlandscaping.com, call 406-529-0793, or email Dave at blackmountainlawns.com to schedule a winter estimate.
Cold weather cravings? The Montana Club has got you covered with scratch-made comfort food to match every craving. From perfectly grilled steaks to satisfying salads, they're ready to handle your hunger. So grab a table with a reservation or keep it casual and order delivery straight to your door. Great food made easy. Visit MontanaClub.com to order or reserve and come warm up at your Montana Club. Brooks and North Reserve, Missoula.
Hello, Montana. Secretary of State Christy Jacobson here. I'm honored to serve the hardworking businesses that power our great state, which is why I'm once again waiving the annual report filing fee for all Montana businesses. Visit biz.sosmt.gov, File your annual report by April 15th, and the filing fee will automatically be waived. Thanks for doing business in Montana and strengthening our communities.
This message sponsored by Montana Secretary of State's office in cooperation with the Montana Broadcasters Association.
ESPN Missoula Sports Center.
Idaho State swept the Grizzlies on the hardwood on Thursday night. Hello, I am Hayden Smith. In Missoula, the Lady Grizz are now on their third 5-game losing streak this season after falling 71-54 to the Bengals. Idaho State dished out 18 assists on 28 made baskets, including 7 dimes from Casey Spink and 6 more from Aspen Caldwell, and the Bengals put 4 starters in double-figure scoring on the way to earning their 11th Big Sky Conference victory. Avery Waddington scored 18 points but also committed 4 turnovers, and Montana was out-rebounded 39-21 and falling to 4-10 in league play and 7-18 overall. The Montana men's basketball team won 13 straight years in Pocatello before hitting the skids. Last season, Montana had that winning streak snapped with an 86-61 blowout loss that proved to be rock bottom. U of M won 10 straight after that loss. This season, the Grizz have had an almost impossible time finding consistency, and Thursday, inconsistency struck again. Gus Etchinson, a bench player who entered the game averaging 6.4 points per contest, roasted Montana to the tune of 29 points in 27 minutes. The former NAIA transfer hit 10 of 16 from the floor and 4 of 7 from beyond the arc as Idaho State pulled away for a 73-69 win. The victory snapped ISU's 9-game losing streak and dropped Montana to 8-6 in conference play and 14-13 overall. In Bozeman, Montana State kept ripping. The Bobcat women rolled to an 81-36 win over Weber State thanks in part to forcing 32 turnovers. The Montana State men fell 82-79 in overtime at Weber.
This is Nuanez Now on 102.9 ESPN Radio Missoula.
Welcome back. 102.9 ESPN Radio, SWX Montana Television, and the ESPN MT app. Roger James Seabrook, Colter Nuanez kicking it here on this Friday. Hope you're having a great week so far. Some hockey stuff coming up. Yesterday, thriller with the United States winning the gold in sudden death in overtime. And today, the United States men move into the gold medal game against Canada. Canada was the one that won in thrilling fashion. United States dominated 6-0 against Slovakia, and then they won 6-2 after they sort of called off the Dogs. But the hockey boys will break it all down for us here in hour number 2. But we're going to keep rolling on hoops. Let's talk some high school hoops. First of all, pivotal win for the Hellgate boys basketball team last night in Missoula on senior night. They outlast Butte. It was a great game. It was a 2-point game going in the fourth quarter, and then Hellgate really actually dominated the fourth quarter. They ended the game on a 22-8 run. Spencer Whalen, unstoppable, 23 points. Zane Gilhouse had 12 points. Parker Link had 10. Evan Pyron had 8. Senior night at Hellgate. So a great win for the Knights over the Bulldogs. That was number 2 versus number 3 in the state. Butte High has been great since they lost in Missoula last time. They got drilled by Sentinel. Hudson Lucky had his only bad game of his senior year, but then he's been on fire ever since then, and he was last night too. 24 points for the great Bulldog senior. But Hellgate, huge win. So this is interesting because I actually think that the 2 biggest state championship contenders in AA are out of Missoula, and Sentinel and Hellgate have completely opposite styles. Like Sentinel is, Rick Rogers is flashy and he can score at all 3 levels. They got a bunch of shooters around him and he does a great job getting the ball. Hellgate is like, if they were playing in 1993 for Bobby Knight, you'd be like, "Yep, that's right." They're well drilled, they're well disciplined,
strong,
like
physical.
They play 9 guys, and like they all have a role. And, but there's like a sweet, like old school high school basketball team. So I mean, it's interesting because Sentinel got the one in Hellgate a couple weeks ago behind Rogers going crazy. It'd just be interesting to see which one of those styles plays out now that we're into tournament time.
I think sometimes in tournament time, the team concept plays out better.
Yeah.
Because you can kind of focal on the one and dare everyone else to beat you. Or allow the Jordan proxy, allow the one to beat you, and he's Link is going to get yours, and then dare everyone else.
Sure.
Like whatever the scenario is. So to me, I think right now having 9 guys who can do everything a little bit, nothing spectacular, but everything really well bodes well style wise, because no other team can focus on one guy. And that approach I appreciate as a coach. But, man, when you got Lincoln, you don't need to do anything. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, baby.
Right. And if you need a bucket, you know where you're going. It's an easy answer.
Give it to Big Slim. You know what I'm saying?
Nuanez Now, watching on ESPN Radio. It's Prep Extra, probably presented by Farmers State Bank. Farmers State Bank, enriching the lives of Montanans since 1907. The only other double-A game last night, crosstown in Bozeman. Bozeman-Gallatin takes care of business against Bozeman High, 56-38. Gallatin's a little bit of a sleeper. They have state championship experience, having won the state tournament two years ago. They beat Sentinel in the state championship.
We were there, brother. We covered it.
We did. They are Gallatin. That is, they're 9-3 in Eastern AA play. They're playing Chase to Billings West. They've been able to outpace Skyview and Senior, and they swept their crosstown rival. So they're definitely a team to keep an eye on. I think Bobby Gutzman, who's going to Montana State for football, is a great athlete. Aiden Brown's been consistent scorer. So we'll see. Gallatin could be a team that not a lot of people have been talking about that much. They could make some noise at the state tournament. There was no double-A games last night, but earlier this week there was a little crosstown action, and Big Sky drilled Sentinel. And Eagles are rolling 12-0 in conference play. I think 15-2 overall. Avery DeCoy's been everything you ever wanted and more this year as a senior. What's it going to take for the Eagle girls to make a run? Because right now they are the favorite out of the West, but everybody's looking at Gallatin and Billings West saying, how are you going to take down those two teams? What's it going to take for the Eagles to maybe upset the apple cart, so to speak?
You keep doing what they're doing, right? I played ball with their father. And I absolutely adore her mom and the extended family. Great young person who is sharp. Her nickname should be Blur, because when she moves, that's exactly
super fast.
That's all you see, right? I think it goes back to what we were talking about with Money Williams. You devise something differently around her strength. Because you know they're going to key in on her, you know they're going to double her, but get her to kick out differently. Like use her speed and the angles of the court to play the game differently. And I just think you keep doing what you're doing because, like, man, she's just phenomenal, and just one of the best finishers in the state, regardless of level, and just.
Fun to watch.
Fan.
Fun to watch. She's going to be a joy to watch for Lady Grizz fans once she becomes.
Oh, boy.
Lady Grizz, but certainly some unfinished
changes some things
here,
up there, boy.
No doubt. Nuanez Now, watching on ESPN Radio, Prep Extra. Let's roll into, actually, one more score for you before we get to some Class C scores. Fairfield's boys, they have been able to keep pace with Lodgegrass, and Deron Lear's been one of the best players in the state. He had 30 points last night. Fairfield outlast Shoto. That's number 2 over number 6, 81-73, and Lear had 30 points to lead the way. Eagles are now 13-0 in conference play, 16-1 overall. So even though Lodgegrass is undefeated through the regular season, Fairfield's been able to keep pace pretty good.
Buddy, I was watching some games sitting at the airport. You need an oxygen mask to watch those games. Like,
Class B is sweet, man.
Dude, the ferocity of it is just like I wind up holding my breath in between just like runs because it's so fast, it's so intense. Like the back forth. It's incredible, man.
So some of it's because some of the res ball teams are back, man. Like Lodgegrass is so sweet to watch. Hardin is awesome. Browning has always been good. Plentycoo's got some ballers right now. Lame Deer is really good in Class B.
Lame Deer is really good.
Who else? Harlem. I mean, so far in Class B, at one point you had Lodgegrass, Harlem, Lame Deer, and Plentycoo all ranked. I mean, that's 4 reservation teams, and those boys can run, man. And it's really it's fun to watch the style. Let's dive into a Class C spotlight. It's probably presented by Wayne Dalton. Sales and Services. Wayne Dalton Sales and Services can give you factory prices on garage doors because they are the factory. They make the doors right there, and then they can install them for you. To find out more, call 406-510-1899. That's 406-510-1899. Class C Spotlight. All right, so district tournaments are going on right now in the name of not being redundant. I'm not going to give you every single one of the scores because that's a lot of games.
That's a lot of games.
You're not going to remember what I'm saying. Well, let's just cherry pick real quick. 3C district tournament up in Glasgow. This is boys basketball. Circle with the big upset win. They beat number 4 Luster Christian 67-55, so they dropped the Lions into the losers bracket. A lot of people were wondering if that was going to be a Scobie-Luster Christian collision course because those are 2 of the top 5 teams in the state, and they both happen to be in 3C, which is it's rarer in Class C, right? You got 15 districts, so to have 2 top 4 teams in the same district, that's not that common. But now Luster's going to have to come through the bottom side if they want to go to state, whereas Seiko absolutely rolled, and they're 19-0, undefeated. They won 62-30 over Seiko, Whitewater, Hinsdale. Other results of high interest. Number 9, Forsyth, easily passed Roberts, 84-45. Number 7, Winnegrass Range, they killed White Silver Springs, 80-26. Let's see, is there any others in terms of big-time upsets here or ranked teams? Doesn't look like it. Valley Christian got on the board. They beat Drummond, so that's a good one for Valley Christian. They certainly have been an upstart school at the Class C level here in Missoula. They beat Drummond 64-56. And that's about it on the boys' side. On the girls' side, let's see. No real upsets all the way through. I mean, pretty standard. Most of the ranked teams had buys in their respective districts, so maybe haven't played yet, or those district tournaments haven't started yet. But either way, a fun time of year. I just love the Class C grind because you got to get through so many tournaments to get to state, right? Like AA, all you got to do is, not all you got to do, but you just got to go be top 4 at the divisional tournament, and you're good, you're in. And
well, what I like about the smaller school things, the district divisionals and all that is, it's you get the Cinderella and the Cinderfella stories. Like totally, all of a sudden, someone just got hot at the right time and struck. And Davy slays Goliath and all the things, or people do what they're supposed to do with the rankings they had, and they just steamroll through. So I'm a big fan of playoff style and play, and all the ways to get there. It just makes it more exciting because the narratives change with every game and every round.
More fair and foul on the other side. Nuanez Now, 102.9 ESPN Radio. Rod Gene Seabrook, Colter Nuanez kicking it. Don't change that dial. Keep it right here. We'll be right back. Red's Bar is a beloved institution in downtown Missoula. Whether you want to watch a game, enjoy a cold beer, spend time with friendly faces, or simply wind down, the welcoming atmosphere and wonderful staff at Red's will make you feel right at home. Red's features 14 HD TVs and 2 full-service bars. Stop by and grab a beer with friends while you watch your favorite team play, and check out the extensive collection of awesome sports memorabilia. Red's Bar in downtown Missoula, the friendliest sports bar in town.
What's your why? Maybe it's keeping up with the grandkids or just feeling better every day. The Diabetes Prevention Program at Missoula Public Health can help. This proven program cuts your diabetes risk by 58% and 71% if you're over 65. Learn healthy habits, manage stress, and get real support. And remember, smoking and vaping can raise your risk of diabetes. Find help at quitnowmontana.com or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. Join the Diabetes Prevention Program. Call 406-880-5344.
Senior Medicare Patrols empower and assist Medicare beneficiaries, their families, and caregivers to prevent, detect, and report healthcare fraud, errors, and abuse through outreach and education. In Montana, Senior Medicare Patrol is operated by Missoula Aging Services in cooperation with area agencies on aging across Montana. To contact your closest office, call 800-551-3191. This project is supported by a grant by the Administration for Community Living.
Axman is doing some spring cleaning. Our in-stock Viking hot tubs are priced to move to help make room for new hot tubs. $1,200 in savings, including free installation, or take advantage of 24 months 0% financing. Want bigger savings? Get up to $1,500 cash off for select in-stock hot tubs. Sale ends February 28th. Evening and weekend appointments are available. Axman, 3 miles west of the Missoula Airport and online at axman.com.
Are you a sports fan who loves to win? Get in on the action with Sportsbet Montana. Bet on collegiate and professional baseball, football, hockey, basketball, and more, all while keeping the money right here in Montana. It's easy and secure on our kiosks and mobile app. Head to your favorite Sportsbet Montana retail location to catch the game, place your bets, and celebrate your wins. Sportsbet Montana. Learn more at sportsbetmontana.com.
The Press Box is the place to watch all your favorite sports. In the heart of Grizz Country, Press Box has great food and drinks with happy hour and lunch specials every weekday. Don't forget, Press Box has the best happy hour deal in town, Monday through Friday, between 4 and 6, $3 draft beers. That's right, any draft beer at the Press Box, from domestic light beers to IPAs to everything in between, $3 drafts between 4 and 6, Monday through Friday at the Press Box. Press Box also has 2 sports bet machines, so you can always get your bets in before the game starts. The Press Box on Broadway and Van Buren in Missoula.
Nuanez Now on ESPN Radio.
Welcome back. 102.9 ESPN Radio. I'm just playing all your favorites.
I know. It's like it was my birthday, and Hayden Smith is a good man. I don't care what his brother says about him. He's great. And he's playing one of my favorite hip-hop artists of all time, De La Soul, and then one of my favorite just artists, regardless of genre, of all time, Robert Nesta Marley, who just celebrated a birthday on the 6th. Rest in peace and rest in production, my brother.
Lots of good people born in February.
Yes, sir.
All right, Nuanez Now, 129 ESPN Radio. Rajeem Siebert, Coulter Nuanez coming to you through the Grizzly Disposal studio here at the Missoula Broadcasting Company. Grizzly Disposal, locally owned, veteran-owned, the only Bears that should be in your garbage. Seahawks deserve a ton of credit for getting the Super Bowl win. The Super Bowl Patriots deserve a ton of credit for being a 3-win team back-to-back years and then turning it around, flipping the record. I guess 4-win team. They were 4-13, then they had the opposite record, 13-4. So good job by them.
Absolutely.
But I think a lot of people were thinking, man, is that really the 2 best teams that played? I think the Seahawks, it's hard to say they weren't, because I thought the other best team was the Rams, and the Seahawks beat them 2 out of 3. I mean, they beat them in the rubber match, so it's hard to say that they weren't. But it's just a different style of Super Bowl champion than we've been used to seeing. It's a good but not superstar quarterback.
Good.
Great defense. But like just a well-balanced team, right?
Yeah.
And the Patriots got there with a young quarterback and a well-balanced defense and a great coach. I think a lot of teams, though, probably look back on this and say, man, if things just would have gone a different way or a better way, or we just would have been better, we could have had a year this year.
I think it creates great conversation for polarity. Yeah. It shows that, like, exactly what you said, what I said, in almost the first hour of the show in relation to the Super Bowl. It was nice to have a narrative of it wasn't the petulant athlete. It wasn't the galvanized 6-time or the pedigree or someone's grandfather who won their Super Bowls. It was cool to just see the yeoman-like football teams get there. They got there, scratching and clawing and backdooring and wheeling and dealing and, built the team through drafts and trades. Like, it just shows what happens when you just kind of stick to what you are. And I think it's a great narrative. Is it as exciting as other things? No, but it gives you, I don't want to say it, I might get my car keyed or FCC might come through. It adds diversity to the history of the game. To look back and it wasn't a 6-time Super Bowl winning champion. It wasn't the dominant team of the early 80s. It wasn't the Broncos or the Bills 4 times in a row. Like, it was great. It was different. Accept the difference.
It's also a new model too, right?
Yes.
Because
which is cool.
Here's the thing, man. Like, not a lot of people are just compartmentalizing this, because you see Sam Darnold and you're like, okay, that guy's like a top 15 quarterback, but he's probably not a top 8 or a top 5 quarterback, right? JSN is great. Kenneth Walker's solid, right?
Good defense.
But the reason that they're so great is because they have one of the best offensive lines in the league.
Absolutely.
They're paying 3 dudes up front as much as anybody in the league.
There you go.
They got a great defensive line. The resurrection of Leonard Williams, the resurrection of DeMarcus Lawrence, the fact that Byron Murphy became an all-world type of player, that sends you to the stratosphere. But then you also, it's the secondary, man. And I know that people know the corners get paid. They also have the best safeties in the league. Like that's the thing is when you pair Devon Witherspoon with Julian Love, and all of a sudden now the sum.
So many former Giants on that team.
The sum is so great compared to the parts, right? And
what
that's the point.
They took a construct that they had that was successful for years and made a super poor man's version of it.
Sure, right.
Like if you look up and down.
So that's the question. That's why I asked you about Jackson Smith and Jigba off the top, because what ruined this? The Seahawks did this already.
Yes.
And then those guys became, Richard Sherman was a 4th-round draft pick, but then he became Richard Sherman, right? Cam Chancellor was a 4th-round draft pick. Then he became
Legion of Boom.
Cam Chancellor, right? The Legion of Boom became that, but those guys were not crazy. Earl Thomas was the one that was a top 10 pick,
he was the
right?
guy. He was the
but
dude.
everybody else they just became that because of the scheme and their personas and all that sort of stuff. But what ruined that Seahawks team the first time around?
There was no number 2.
And giving Russ the bag.
Giving Russ the bag.
That's why I just wonder if they'll be hesitant to do that. I don't know if they're going to want to give anybody the bag.
Buddy, learn from your mistakes.
The JSN thing, though, it's legitimate, though.
It's legit because when you look back at those Russ teams, there was no receiver he ever had on that roster that is anywhere near what this kid is.
You give him the bag, too, because he's 22.
He's going to be good for 10 more years.
Right, and you don't have to give Sam Darnold the bag ever. We've already determined that.
You can franchise Sam Darnold every year.
Right, you gave Sam Darnold $100 million, which is plenty, but he's making half of what his peers are making,
and
right?
he's fine with that. He's no diva. He's not going to complain about that. You know what he's doing every night? Hugging that ring.
Who's most upset that this is the way it all went down, though? I think we got. I think the Rams have to be there, right?
The Rams have got to be upset.
If that Thursday night game in December, that was the epic shootout. It was the week of the second round of Cat Grizz, because I remember I was on my way to Bozeman, but I did my show in Anaconda and I watched it there. But that was wild. It's a 1-point game. That game goes a different way than the Rams host the NFC Championship game, and I think it probably goes different, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know, but it would certainly be an edge for the Rams. So I think the Rams are number 1, but they got to the conference finals, so it's not like they had a bad year.
Well, I would agree with you in the Rams, but I would say any team Sam Darnold's play for. To be
right,
totally honest,
right.
To be blunt, here's a guy.
The Vikings fired their GM because Sam Darnold won the Super Bowl. They did.
That might have been the 7th domino down the road.
Sure,
but yeah. It's anyone that this guy played for that he is no longer playing for is in that category to answer that question.
What about the Packers? Because the Packers had it lined up for them, and then they got so hurt.
They did. It's.
They also just didn't have the.
They just didn't have it.
They had something missing. Sometimes they looked really good, and sometimes they looked really bad. They're just like the Grizz basketball team. Sometimes you're like, man, this team could win the Super Bowl. Then other times you watch and be like, yikes, what's going on?
You know what the Packers remind me of? And Becky Smith, please don't burn us or text us that we're hating your team. It's you go to the party, everything's going, and then your friend shows up with a sixer, right? But there's 2 beers missing already. And it's like, yeah, there's some cervezas, but there's just something missing from the rest of the case, right? The optic of it is just so weird. It's like, why? It's there, but it isn't. I can't put my finger on it, but there's something missing. And I agree with you.
How about the Bills?
Dude,
the Bills underachieved all year.
You know what? Here's the window closed.
You think so?
In some ways it did.
Isn't that the exact dynamic we were just talking about? They paid Josh Allen $50-something million, and now all of a sudden the roster's not as good?
Yeah.
Everybody talks about Josh Allen's lack of support. Part of it's because he's the highest paid player in the league.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
You think it's closed, though? Is it closed for the Chiefs?
Yes. Here's why. I had this discussion on the plane ride over to New York this past week. The Chiefs remind me of the past 2 years with drafts and trades. Remind me of the Colts when Andrew Luck was there. Right? You drafted no one to replace Travis Kelce ever.
Right.
You drafted no one to ever replace Kareem Hunt the first time. Right? Like you didn't draft well, you didn't trade well, and you didn't pick the free agency market well. You let good linebackers walk. You let the secondary walk.
Yep.
Like you didn't. Like you had the mystique. You had enough magic with Patrick Mahomes. But as with anything, things dry up.
Yeah.
And you just didn't put anything else around him to help him succeed. Andrew Luck was the same way. He was good until he wasn't. It pays more to spend more than, what, a 5th or 6th round draft pick? I don't think the Colts ever spend more than a 5th or 6th round draft pick on an offensive lineman. And you got one of the diamonds in the league? And then you wonder why that brother retired early with ruptured inner organs? Come on, son. So, yeah, that's why.
So what's next in the AFC then? Because if we think I'm not disagreeing with you. I don't think the window is completely closed, but I think it's a lot smaller for both Buffalo and Kansas City.
It is.
What about Baltimore?
Baltimore's in a different situation.
With a new coach?
You just lost your captain, Kirk.
Yeah.
Right? You just lost Kirk. So with that, you lose some of the structure, but you don't lose your identity.
They lost their identity. The reason Harbaugh got fired is because they lost their identity.
Right, but
because they sucked on defense for the first time in 25
years. But I think that you gain a new identity. You gain a new.
Can Lamar do it though?
That's the thing. Is Lamar going to say there's a new marshal in town, but I'm still the sheriff, right? Like, is he going to be able to kind of put shoulder? To me, this is not the year of what you can do with your legs and your arm. It's what you can do with your brains and what you can do as a leader, either from up front or from behind, as old school style. So we'll see. I think that I think that those three teams, the aforementioned, have a lot of soul searching to do.
Yeah,
like just identity searching. Like who are they without Harbaugh? Who is Patrick Mahomes, who may not be as mobile next year and doesn't have the weapons he needs around him? And then Josh Allen, what do you do now that you've kind of hamstrung an organization with, as you would say, Coulter, accepting that bag?
Yeah.
We'll see.
So then, the Bengals have hamstrung themselves with these offensive contracts. They're never going to get better on defense because they're paying three guys all the money.
Dude.
And it's the quarterback and two receivers, which is a silly thing to do.
And they're good.
They're good. But
they keep you afloat.
If you got Jamar Chase, you just can't pay T. Higgins.
You can't.
Because you can get the number two next to Jamar Chase is going to get numbers. You can get that guy for $3 million. You don't have to pay him however much T. Higgins is making. So my last question on this, though, is
kick it.
What does the AFC look like then? Because 12 months ago, we were saying, how the heck do you ever get through the AFC? Like, what does Trevor Lawrence do to break through? What does Drake May do to break through? How are you going to go through? How does Justin Herbert do to break through?
And they're here.
How are you going to go through all these teams? All these elite quarterbacks, the window, I'm not saying it's closed, but it's small.
Yeah.
So then where's the AFC go through? Is it New England? Is it Houston?
I don't know. Is it Jacksonville?
Is it Jacksonville? Like, is this a time when those teams can rise?
The last few years, except for this one, there's just been dominance by X amount of quarterbacks. It was Patrick Mahomes. It was Tom Brady. It was Peyton Manning. For the first time, there's just wide open parity in the AFC. Next year, there's no clear-cut favorite, even with the Patriots going to the Super Bowl.
There's no question.
Like it's wide open.
Yep.
Right? Because, like you said, Buffalo's not the same. Kansas City isn't the same. The Bengals can't get it together. The Chargers can't stay healthy. Like
the Chargers are the one that might be the dark horse to reach up and steal it, because if they can get as healthy,
they can stay healthy.
They have a sweet defense. They got a sweet coach. They have a sweet quarterback.
Yep.
So, but you can't play football without the offensive line. I mean, they were toast in the first round of the playoffs because they couldn't block.
Well, my problem with the Chargers is like one of my favorite comic book titles, What If?
Yeah.
Right? The perpetual what if. So, they're a different story for a different day. But I would just say that the parity going into this upcoming season of 2026 for the AFC, the parity, it's wide open. The field is wide open. No clear-cut favorite. And until someone, knocks the Seahawks off, the Seahawks go in as the favorite.
Nuanez Now, 102.9 ESPN Radio, SWX Montana Television, and the ESPN MT app. Thanks for being here, buddy. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me, man.
Happy late birthday, and let's do it again next week. What do you say?
Yeah, big news coming up for those women flag football players.
Yeah,
about to drop some sweet news on them tonight at dinner.
Sweet. So we'll have a report on that next week.
Let's do it
as well. Hour 1 of the books, hour 2 coming your way. Carol, 2 does no sports, plus some hockey. As the United States has one gold medal, they'll go for another one this weekend. They had dominant performance to get to the gold medal game. That's all next. Don't you dare keep it right here, 102.9 ESPN Radio.
The 23rd Annual Big Sky Documentary Film Festival is February 13th through the 22nd, featuring over 150 nonfiction films at the Wilma, the ZAC, the Roxy, and MCT. Let's check in with Ryan and Lucy for an update.
As always, we have our spotlight films, our opening night, centerpiece, and closing night films.
Our opening night film is The Bend in the River, Friday the 13th at the Wilma, that chronicles the lives of 5 close friends over nearly 5 decades rafting the Grand Canyon.
For our centerpiece, we have Rachel J. Morrison's Joy Bubbles, about a blind boy who discovers he can control the global telephone system by whistling a magic tone.
And for our closing night film, we're featuring Ghost Elephants, a Werner Herzog documentary about mythical giant elephants in Angola.
For the full film lineup, schedule, and ticket details about this year's Big Sky Documentary Film Festival, visit bigskyfilmfest.org.
From the opening face-off to the final horn, Grizz Hockey was backed by the best fans in college hockey. That's Grizz Nation at the Glacier Ice Rink. All season long, you brought the noise, brought the prod, and turned every game into a battle. Big hits, last-second goals, heart-pounding moments. University of Montana Hockey doesn't do it without you, and we mean that. So keep packing the rink, keep raising the volume, and keep backing the Grizz for years to come. Thank you, Missoula, for your continued support of Montana Grizzly Hockey.
Uh-oh. Fender bender? Did you hit a deer? Or something worse? Action Auto Body Missoula brings your car back to life. Their expert technicians use state-of-the-art equipment to get you back on the road fast. Insurance claims? No problem. Quality repairs? Guaranteed. When accidents happen, take action. Call Action Auto Body Missoula today. 406-728-9220. That's 406-728-9220. Or visit actionautobodymt.com. Action Auto Body Missoula, where Missoula's cars come back to life.
You might be thinking, what's the big deal about a kids menu? Well, once you have kids, you know. It seems like it's getting harder and harder to find kid-friendly meals at affordable prices. At Paradise Falls, the kids menu is not only diverse, it's a total steal. For some of the cheapest prices in town, you can get hamburgers, mac and cheese, and other kid favorites for super low prices. Paradise Falls is a family-friendly restaurant open 7 days a week. Come enjoy a meal with your kiddos in Paradise at Paradise Falls, 3621 Brook Street, Missoula's coolest hotspot. All Nations Health Center is committed to keeping you vibrant and full of energy by supporting your physical, mental, and spiritual health. All Nations Health Center in Missoula offers a variety of services to the Indigenous and non-Indigenous people of Western Montana. All Nations offers primary care doctors, behavioral health services, mental health counseling, and even dental. All Nations currently serves more than 2,000 registered clients who are proud Indigenous people. For more information about how All Nations Health Center can help you, visit allnations.health.
ESPN Radio for Western Montana, KKVU HD3 Stevensville, and 102.9 FM on K275BS Missoula. ESPN Missoula Sports Center.
Idaho State swept the Grizzlies on the hardwood on Thursday night. Hello, I am Hayden Smith. In Missoula, the Lady Grizz are now on their third 5-game losing streak this season after falling 71-54 to the Bengals. Idaho State dished out 18 assists on 28 made baskets, including 7 dimes from Casey Spink and 6 more from Aspen Caldwell, and the Bengals put 4 starters in double-figure scoring on the way to earning their 11th Big Sky Conference victory. Avery Waddington scored 18 points, but also committed 4 turnovers, and Montana was out-rebounded 39-21 and falling to 4-10 in league play and 7-18 overall. The Montana men's basketball team won 13 straight years in Pocatello before hitting the skids. Last season, Montana had that winning streak snapped with an 86-61 blowout loss that proved to be rock bottom. U of M won 10 straight after that loss. This season, the Grizz have had an almost impossible time finding consistency, and Thursday, inconsistency struck again. Gus Etchinson, a bench player who entered the game averaging 6.4 points per contest, roasted Montana to the tune of 29 points in 27 minutes. The former NAIA transfer hit 10 of 16 from the floor and 4 of 7 7 from beyond the arc as Idaho State pulled away for a 73-69 win. The victory snapped ISU's 9-game losing streak and dropped Montana to 8-6 in conference play and 14-13 overall. In Bozeman, Montana State kept ripping. The Bobcat women rolled to an 81-36 win over Weber State thanks in part to forcing 32 turnovers. The Montana State men fell 82-79 in overtime at Weber.
It's Nuanez Now on 102.9 ESPN Missoula. Watch the show statewide on SWX Montana Television.
Welcome back. We're up against it. You're missing the show. You can always find it on the Nuanez Now podcast, which is available on all your various podcast hosting platforms. Please rate, review, subscribe, all that good stuff. And as always, we're coming to you through the Grizzly Disposal Studio. You want to make the switch to locally owned waste management today, 406-541-7171. Grizzly Disposal, the only bears that should be in your garbage. Let's have some fun. So I found out one of the biggest spoiler alerts that I think I've ever found out last night.
The CIA killed JFK?
That is, with where we are at right now in society, that's not even top 100 anymore, right? Like, that used to be like the craziest conspiracy that you could think of, and now that ain't even it. No. That's not even close to what we got going on right now. Mm-mm. No, you know this about me. I've been sort of reluctantly, but also like fringely positively engaging in the Love is Blind trend.
Oh, yeah?
My wife loves it. One of her best friends comes over and usually she brings us food. Like last week she brought us pizza. I was
that's nice.
So
little watch party.
If you bring me pizza and beer, I will sit there and hang out with you. And and it's a stupid show, but it is it's entertaining or whatever.
Yeah.
But I've always said the number one way I would change it if I was a producer is we got to have Love is Blind with not just hot people. Everybody is a varying level of hot.
Right.
And the only reason they don't have a boyfriend or a girlfriend is because they're either socially inept or completely insecure or crazy or there's something that's you can define pretty clearly what's wrong with them.
Yeah.
Or somebody screwed them over or something. So they were married and now they don't know how to get back on their feet. Whatever. Last night in one of the episodes, one of the guys let it slip that he got recruited to the show off of LinkedIn.
Really?
I couldn't believe they left that in the show.
Yeah.
Because his partner, his 3-week-long girlfriend that he's getting married to or whatever, was grilling him about all his dating history. And he was like, I never knew who you were, and I never come on the show. I'm a 29-year-old guy that lived in a bunch of cities, and I dated some gals. What do you want me to do? Because the woman was so mad at him.
What city are they in? I haven't started.
Columbus, Ohio.
Oh God!
Did you know Columbus, Ohio is the 11th largest city in the country?
No,
I had no idea either until we were Googling it.
Isn't that where University of Ohio is?
It's Ohio State. Ohio State is there. Yeah.
Interesting.
So, anyways,
well, that's probably because they have how many students there?
Man, 50,000, but that doesn't make a 900,000 person town.
True.
I mean, it's
I didn't
huge.
know it was that big.
It's the biggest town in Ohio. It's bigger than Cleveland or Cincinnati.
Really?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Did not know that.
Yeah. Part of it's because of its proximity. You know how Chicago is so big because of Chicago, but also because it's close to all these other Midwest. It's like that.
Got it.
It's really close to you can go across. All these people are from Michigan.
Yeah.
They're all from Michigan and other places in the Midwest. They sort of conglomerate there.
Right.
So, anyways,
how's this season?
So I'm done. I'm done watching The Love Is Blind.
Oh, you are? Because you don't feel like it's
real?
real?
I'm going to finish this one because I gotta have it. I'm telling you, it would just be so much more entertaining if you just had
Uggos?
Not even ugly people. Give me somebody that give me the conspiracy theorist guy, you know? Or give me the guy who dresses like he's 1991 in Seattle and he's grunge music, holes in the jeans, or throw Ryan Tutel on there. Give me a version of that, you know?
Yeah.
That would just be so much more funny than all these moderately hot people that are all sort of the same.
Well, and they're all sort of they say the right things. They're doing the right thing.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah. What about someone with right out of jail?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Somebody that went to jail for something nonviolent,
No,
but
of course not.
But they grew a bunch of pot in a state where that was illegal, and then they were in jail for 2 years or something.
I love it. Or what if it's someone that went to jail under false, and then they were released?
I mean, think about all the crazy weird people we know that you could throw on that show. I mean, it would just be so entertaining.
I know. But, people would be offended in some way because that is how we are
if
now.
we were the executive producers, though, this show could be spiced up significantly. None of this, like all these, like just, well, I got a sales job in software and I make $100,000 and I'm so cute. It's just silly. Anyways, Chicken Doesn't Know Sports, ESPN Radio. What do you got this week?
Well, last week was Valentine's Day, and the Olympic Village ran out of rubbers. Now,
didn't they have like 10,000?
They only had 10,000. Paris gave out 300,000.
300,000.
But they were in the city of love, so maybe that's why. They ran out of condoms last week, higher than anticipated demand. And but don't worry, it's been replenished, so we're good.
Is this the fault of the speed skaters?
No. Have you seen most of the speed skaters?
Are they not like the ones that are going viral?
I don't know. We'll get to her in a minute. But, yeah, it's probably...
There's multiple. There's not just her. There was like a whole TikTok that went on to then Twitter. And
I think there's
good Lord.
A lot of hot people, and they are ready to... They're in Milan. I mean, let's go.
Yeah.
So...
Are the people... hotter or less hot in the Winter Olympics or the Summer Olympics?
It's funny you say that because they gave out more condoms in the Summer Olympics. I don't know if it's that the people are more hot, but I think it's just colder in the winter, obviously. So you're like
you're more lonely?
No, like you're cold and you want to be bundled up. You're not going to get naked necessarily, I feel like.
Okay.
This is just my theory from a never nude.
I don't know. I was actually thinking about this the other day, not from the hotness perspective, but just from like the pure body mass perspective, because so many of the events in the Olympics, like body mass does impact it. Mm-hmm. Like how much do you weigh to go on the bobsled and stuff like that? Because like you can't be too small. You have to be like you have to have mass to make the thing go fast. So I don't know. It's just an interesting analysis. There's also not like. The Summer Olympics includes freakishly huge people, like all the throwers in track and the basketball players and stuff.
Right.
And also freakishly small people, because like the gymnast girls are like 4 feet tall.
Yeah.
I think the Olympics, everybody's just pretty normal. Like all the ski bros are just like
that's what
your sons, you know, just like normal guys.
I think it's all the skiers and snowboarders that are
totally
getting it on.
Well, see, I saw this funny commentary that they were saying, like, what are the interactions like when you have sports like figure skating, where you probably have to train for like 14 hours a day and like you are doing nothing but diligently training. You probably have to be like type A to be wired like that, to be such a perfectionist. And like that person has a chance to hang out with the guy that just like smokes weed all day.
Right.
Like he's just snowboarding. Like he hasn't thought for 1 second about what he eats or like anything like that. Eating cup of noodles.
I was going to say he's eating cheese fries in the lodge every day.
Like chicken strips and just smoking bowls, probably drinking. Like I always wonder that too. Like on the big air, for example, which, by the way, congratulations to Connor Ralph from Helena. He got 5th in the men's big air.
Awesome.
So that's cool for a Montanan to do that. But, like, you certainly are not taking nips before you go speed skate or something. But, like, are you drinking some whiskey, like, on the way up the chairlift?
I don't think in the Olympics you are.
Man. But I think you listen a little bit.
You know what? Based on what I see on the ground under the chairlift at Discovery, I wouldn't be surprised now that I think about it. Last week, there was like a fireball. There's always people. By the way, people, stop littering on chairlifts. It's so rude.
So littered.
But, yeah. So, you know what? Maybe I would have to.
So my beginning of my sports writing career, after I'd worked at the Missoulian, but I moved out of state. I worked in Ellensburg, Washington. Ellensburg, Washington is known as Rodeo City, USA. They have a 20,000 plus seat rodeo arena, and the Labor Day Rodeo in Ellensburg is one of the biggest rodeos in the country. It's like the last stop before, I guess the second to last stop before the National Finals rodeo in Vegas. So it's like the last go round for all the cowboys and cowgirls to make it to nationals. One of the years I was working in Ellensburg, it was also the Extreme Bulls World Finals. So it was like the top bull riders in the world. So they had all the best bulls from across the country there, and there's all these cowboys. And the Extreme Bulls Tour is like the one that's right before the PBR. So it's all these 20-year-old guys that are trying to make it to the top level. The bulls are a lot better than the cowboys in this scenario. All these guys, before they get on the bull, chugging Jack Daniels, smoking cigarettes. Like it was like a funeral. They're all like saying their prayers.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny. All right, Chicken Doesn't Know Sports here on ESPN Radio. What else you got?
So last week we talked about the speed skater that's engaged to Jake Paul.
Yes.
And do you remember a few weeks ago after whatever Miami versus Indiana, how I was making fun of all the guys in the studio for knowing who Bella Danger was?
Indeed.
Well, my husband, for the first time, knew of an Olympic athlete, and it was this speed skater. And he knew all sorts of things about her that I was shocked because he doesn't pay attention to any of that stuff except...
It hit the algorithm.
It hit his algorithm. It hit it hard. And he knew about when she split her pants on the ice.
Oh, yeah.
He knew about, all sorts of things. So, even my family isn't... whatever. Yeah. Anyway, it was really funny.
I still just want to know how they met.
He slid into her DMs.
That's really how
I
it
looked
goes?
it up today. Well, I was looking up her name because I was cracking up last week that Dan knew this girl's stats, what country she was from, her last, medal, all these things. I was like, oh, interesting.
Here's the thing. You've said this forever about the WNBA. They're winning because it's not just this gal. There's a whole bunch of the other gals from around the world. They all did this TikTok where they were lip syncing this risque song, and it was 3 seconds of each of them. But it was a montage of 15 different women, and you're watching this, all right, what time is this on?
Well,
I'm tuning in.
Think about we've talked about the tracks. They are fit. These all men and women who speed skate.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you have to be so fit and, like you said, light because you've got to go fast. So, she's smart. She's unzipping her suit at the end, showing off her goods. She's making great money on Instagram, so more power to her.
Good for them. It's also a great lineage of speed skaters from Montana because one of the top speed skating facilities in the world is in Butte.
The other thing we watched was biathlon. And
that's where you ski and shoot?
Yeah, and my husband was like, well, this is a great one, too. They're in skin-tight outfits with guns. What more could you want? And I was like, okay.
It is quite a skill set. I want to know where that sport originated.
Right? Let's go cross-country skiing and just shoot stuff.
It's fascinating.
It is fascinating, but good for them.
It's least perplexing, though, because I still want to know, how your kid wants to be a biathlete. I can see how you can get him into that. Just go down to Trailhead, buy some cross-country skis, go to Bob Ward's, buy a gun. How the hell do you get into luge? Or skeleton, what is that?
Well, I think we know.
I just don't understand how.
I saw a meme that it was a dare gone wrong.
Yeah, right. Your kid comes to you and says, "Mom, I want to be in the skeleton." How do you even get them started?
I don't know, and I think it's hilarious. But no, the luge is scary to me, and so is bobsled. You're going so fast on ice.
I also want to know, those people that make it, what we watch.
Right.
They're the best in the world, so they never wreck. They almost wreck, but they hardly ever wreck. There has to be lower levels where they just wreck. Show me that. I don't actually necessarily want to see it, but that'd be so crazy if they just flew out of the luge.
No, thank you.
75 miles per hour.
I feel like I have seen luge accidents in the past, but okay, moving on.
Should we tell people who's paying our bills? You got your read ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I was like, what are you talking about?
Live radio at its finest. Chicken Does No Sports probably presented by
Freedom Solutions. So opening your electric bill shouldn't feel like a punch to the gut. But for many Montana homeowners, it does. If rising energy costs have you frustrated, it may be time to go solar. Have you thought about ever going solar?
Oh, I have, yes.
Yeah. Freedom Solutions designs and installs custom solar systems that help you lower your monthly electric bills. They protect against future rate increases and gain energy independence using the power you already get from Montana's sun. No guesswork, no pressure, just smart solutions built for your home. Call Freedom Solutions today and schedule your free solar consultation. Take control of your energy and your budget. Visit freedomenergy.com today.
Appreciate it. Good to have them on board, and couldn't do the Chicken Does No Sports without them. All right, what else you got?
Okay, I want to do a couple more quick Olympic stories. Last week we talked about the quad god.
He wrecked, right?
He was set to win the gold. He
How
fell
depressing.
So sad, and that's what I want to kind of talk about is that pressure that kid.
Yes.
But then he finishes 8th, which is still amazing. He still is amazing. He still can hit in any other night these insane quadruple axles and things like that. He has one bad show and it knocks him down to 8th. So then it makes you wonder, is it should they have more of like, like they do more, and that, I don't know, just like one bad show knocks you down.
I think about this all the time. Like Catherine Burkhoff, for example, the awesome swimmer from Missoula. When you're on the world circuit, you go to the World Grand Prix, you go to the World Championships, you go to the United States Championships, you go to the World Cup, and then you go to, eventually you work back around and you go to the Olympics. Mostly you're swimming against the same people.
Right.
And she's swimming against she has these two rivals, and she swims against them all the time in the same event, in the same size pool, all over the world. She beats them a lot. She's gotten third at the Olympics.
Yeah.
And it's by like this much of a time. But like, what's the difference? Like, how,
right?
Like this guy, he's probably won multiple world championships against the exact same competitors, but he didn't do it at this time. That's what makes, I think, the thrill of the Olympics so crazy.
And he probably did his practice perfect.
Right, totally.
Now, I think it was like 12 out of the 18 competitors fell that night, and so people were concerned that something was going on with the ice.
I think it's just pressure.
I think it was pressure.
Yeah,
I think
you see the other guy fall, and you start freaking out.
Yeah, and I think I feel so bad for this kid because he, like, all over TikTok and Instagram the next day and the next week were like, we're concerned because he kept reposting like really dark stuff, and people were really worried about him. And then he did a couple interviews that were really sad, and I just want to be like, you think of how far you've come. Like, don't let this break you. He was amazing. So I hope he's doing okay.
The part of that sucks is that a lot of times, like, if you are at your peak when that happens, then when 4 years from now rolls around, you're not going to be able to do it again. And that's the part that's heartbreaking for sure.
For sure, yeah.
But the other part, like, there's the other side of it, like the big air guys. Connor Ralph, the kid from Helena, he landed a 2160. For those that are unfamiliar with that, that's 6 full rotations. He scored when he landed. The camera pans to him. He's like, "I'm freaking out. This is awesome." Thought he did the best trick in the history of skiing, which at that exact moment it was. He got the second highest score in big air history. Then every guy one-upped each other until the last guy got a 99, which is like 6 points higher than anybody's ever gotten, and that guy won the gold. And so poor Connor Ralph gets 5th, but at the end they were all celebrating because like they had just
redefined history.
They literally remade the sport.
Yeah.
Like they had all done tricks that nobody had ever done before, so they were all just kind of juiced and like cheered each other on.
It's too bad then they can't go again.
Right? Totally.
Because I feel like it's like, wait, I could top that.
I want to know what the capacity is.
Yeah.
Like how many more spins can we do, right?
Right. You need like an e-snowboard or something.
Right. Like, I don't know. It's just crazy.
How fast you have to go fast and
right. Like I don't think that they can make the jump any bigger.
No.
I mean, these guys were in the air for like 10 full seconds.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's wild.
But I can't handle that. I get so stressed out. I get stressed watching pairs figure skating too, and they throw them in the air and they hold them over their head because I'm like, what if they drop on their head?
Totally.
Scary. Okay.
Nuanez Now, 102.9 ESPN Radio, SWX Montana Television, and the ESPN MT app. Chicken Doesn't Know Sports. All right, what else you got?
So this is airing on Friday. Thursday night, U.S. versus Canada women's hockey final. But it's not just hockey. There is a couple, a girl, Caroline Harvey is on the U.S. team. Daryl Watts is on the Canada team. They've been dating forever.
Okay.
They broke up.
Oh.
And now they're facing off for the gold medal tonight.
Whoa.
It's going to be lit.
That's going to be wild.
Girl fights on the rink,
Yeah.
This is what guys' dreams are made of.
Is that true? Do guys like girls? I hate girls fighting.
I don't know.
Some guys
Pillow
like it, I
fights?
guess. Yeah.
Anyway, so
did you ever, when you lived in LA, did you ever not you do it, but did you ever go to the mud wrestling?
No.
I'm reading Dave Grohl's autobiography, and he's talking about like in the late 80s, like that was such a big deal.
Well, so there was this place called Barney's Beanery. Is that where he said he went? Because they used to do that like at lunch.
Oh, God,
and so,
in the middle of the day.
Corporate guys would go there in the middle of the day at lunch to watch mud wrestling, or they'd do lingerie. Like, I don't know what day it was like lingerie day, and the girls working there would be serving in lingerie. And
gosh.
Yeah. Can say I've never been there, never mud wrestled, I've never wrestled, actually.
Good for you.
Not my thing.
Good for you. Well, hopefully there's not too much bad blood. I don't... Hockey is just like all these other sports to me in the fact that it's all impressive to me, and I don't know what to tell you when it's like good. Like when people say the hockey has been so good in this Olympics, I believe you. But that's what they've been saying, is that the hockey's been tremendous. So hopefully that continues now into the medal rounds.
And I believe U.S. beat Canada women's hockey last Olympics, so Canada's out for blood.
Man.
And you know how mean Canadians can get.
Total tangent.
Oh.
But here's what I would love to see at the University of Montana.
Mud wrestling?
Women's hockey.
Oh, yeah.
I think they could be good at it immediately because you could recruit so many people. Like, nobody has it yet. Like, hardly anybody on collegiate level has it.
Yeah.
You could get all these sweet Canadians and all these sweet Americans to, like, come here.
And there's a ton here in Missoula of girls that are playing.
Exactly. There's a big hockey community. Like, I just think it would be a huge hit. I think that the hockey community would love it.
Yep.
I just think you could get some of the best players in the world to, like, that are of that age to come here.
Put that on your list of your to-do list.
There you go.
Get that going.
All right.
Okay, this morning you texted me something that I heard whisperings of, and I really am trying to process the whole situation. The Bears might be moving. Chicago Bears might be moving to Indiana.
Yeah, Chicago Bears.
Now, they've been playing at Soldier Field forever. Years ago, we talked about them moving to a suburb and building one of those ridiculous stadiums there. And now it's looking like they're moving it to Indiana. Hammond, Indiana is where the proposal is. Now, just so you understand, Indiana, there's parts of Indiana that are basically now Chicago suburbs.
Right. So for those that don't understand geography, Chicago is right on the south side of Lake Michigan in the northeast corner of Illinois. But it's just next to Indiana,
yes.
Right? So they're not really moving like outside.
It's weird because it sounds weird. So, like my brother,
they're going to move to Hammond, right?
Hammond,
yes.
Now there is a train that takes less than 45 minutes from downtown Chicago to Hammond.
Okay.
I know this because when I'm going to Chicago this summer, I'm taking it to my brother, where my brother lives, is Michigan City, which is 20 minute or whatever. So
the trains
Hammond
in Chicago are so sweet.
Yeah, so
it's such a great resource.
It is. It's awesome. So Hammond is like right there. It's just weird because it's Indiana, but the Illinois is in despair with their taxes and it's a nightmare. Yeah. People are leaving in droves. Like my brother left. He still drives to Chicago twice a week for work and whatever. So like, it's not like you're that far out.
Sure.
In fact, some suburbs are further out than.
Right.
So Indiana's just more efficient and more affordable. They've got a plan. They've been talking about this Arlington Heights things for 5 years at least. Nothing's happened. Now this plan is in place. I mean, it's moving forward. I don't like either idea. I think Soldier Field should renovate it.
Right.
It is iconic.
Soldier Field like right downtown?
It's right downtown. It's on the lake. It is iconic. I don't care that you can't put in a Pizza Hut or whatever it is. Like, who cares? Who cares if it can't hold that many people? It's Soldier frickin' Field.
I think it also can't hold so many people,
but
right?
But they're trying to hold. Isn't that the whole point?
They want to have more
people, more things SoFi.
It currently holds 61,500. I mean, it was packed to the utterly absolute gills during the playoffs this last year.
Yeah,
I mean, it was one of the sweetest environments of all of football this last fall.
And I don't understand why they need to move. I mean, I know what they're doing, but I just think, why would you do that? It's an iconic place. I actually might go protest when I'm there.
This is the latest. This is just getting more publicity because I think it's very easy for people to be like, why are the Chicago Bears going to move to Indiana? Right. So that's what's triggering it. The San Francisco 49ers play in Santa Clara. It's like 75 minutes from San Fran,
exactly.
Right? The Golden State Warriors, they used to play in the city, and now it's like it's nowhere close to it. You know? I'm trying to think of other examples. I mean, Oakland Raiders screwed this up and then eventually just ditched the town and they went to Las Vegas. So this is not that uncommon.
It's also Chicago. The suburbs are called Chicagoland. That's like what it's called. So those areas are served by, I'm guessing, Chicago media.
Yeah.
I'm positive because when I go to visit my brother, I'm listening to all the Chicago radio stations. I know they're watching Channel 5, NBC. So it's not, I honestly think it's actually better than Arlington Heights, which is like suburbia. Like this is,
sure.
I'm I'm just bummed because it's Soldier Field, and I just think that that's insane.
Yeah. I don't know what to say because I don't really know what you do about it because, like, it's going to happen. So, people were up in arms when they got rid of Candlestick Park in San Francisco, and but here we are.
If they do something,
I think that would actually be people would actually go stand there.
I might go stand
and not let them tear it down.
Yeah, I don't know if they're planning to tear down Soldier Field or if they're going to use it. I mean, they do a lot of concerts there. Mm-hmm. They do. The Chicago soccer team plays there. So I don't know if they have other plans for Soldier Field. If they tear down Soldier Field, I will cry. I will. It was bad enough they renamed Sears Tower Willis Tower.
They did?
Yes.
Didn't even know that. Why? Did Sears get canceled?
So it was bought out or something. I don't know. I don't even care because it's Sears Tower. My son keeps calling it, can we go to Willis Tower? And I was like, I don't know what that is. We can go to Sears Tower, but we're not going to any Willis Tower.
So the Chicago Fire, which is the Major League Soccer team, they play at Soldier Field, but I don't know if that's enough to keep it there.
And they do concerts there, but that's summer. They're probably going to tear it down and turn it into condos.
Just the American way.
And then I'm going to murder.
Well, too bad, so sad for the Bears, I guess. I just don't know what we can do about it.
We can't do anything.
Nuanez Now, tonight, ESPN Radio, Chicken Doesn't Know Sports. What else you got?
Well, last week there was a lot of talk about, there's all this stuff going on with the transfer portal and college sports. And
Indeed.
University of Montana has a 9th-year recruit.
Solomon Tuliaupupu.
Sorry.
That's his name. They call him Solo.
He looks like The Rock, kind of.
He looks like The Rock's dad.
Because he's so old?
Well, no, that's just like what The Rock's... I mean, The Rock's dad was a famous wrestler.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know if I want to go on this part of the rant, but...
Well, I'm just going to say he missed 5 years due to injury.
Yeah, so there's the backstory. This kid was the number 1 recruit in the country.
Went to USC.
Coming out of high school.
Yeah. 2018 went to USC.
Yeah, a decade ago, yeah.
A decade ago.
Yeah.
He hurt himself. COVID happened. So has he been on teams or is
he was at USC for 6 years and he only played 2.
Okay.
Because he blew his... So the key here is that he got hurt when it wasn't even in the season. So he got hardship waivers multiple times because it was during practice during the spring.
Question. When he was at USC, was he enrolled as a student?
Correct,
Is he enrolled as a student at UM?
That's my understanding.
For his master's?
I actually think that when you get to this point, he probably already has a master's. He's probably getting another undergraduate
His
degree.
doctorate?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the guy's married with a child that's as old as my child. It's crazy. Like, we ran into each other after a press conference this year. We were like both holding our kids, and I'm like,
Were you like, should we have a play date?
What is happening? I've never covered a guy that's in his late 20s. Here we are. He's a really nice guy.
But he'll be going to school. In some capacity.
I believe so.
Unlike the Miami guy.
Yeah, I don't think they can really get away with that in Montana. I think you have to go to school.
Okay, then I approve.
He made it to Missoula because his wife her family lives in Lolo. This is the craziest story. I really actually want to make a mini doc on this.
Let's
because,
do it.
I mean, he seriously is. He was the number 1 player in the country, and then he disappeared. And here he is now as a 26-year-old, 27-year-old dad, playing it out for the last year.
So he was not playing football at all the last several.
He played last year for the Grizz.
But before that, he didn't play.
He didn't play at all. No, he played in 20 total games at USC in the span of 7 years.
Okay, great. I'm good with this. I mean,
when he's at full capacity, which is it took him a long time to get there because he was so rusty and he'd had so many injuries, and he's old by college football standards. But when he got to the peak, I mean, those poor guys that are going against him.
Well, that's what I'm wondering because he looks like he's very large.
Oh, he's huge. He's 6'3", 260 pounds.
But he's older now.
Oh, yes.
And has had a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
And as an elder with injuries, I'm not at my top of my game. Now I am 50 and he's 26.
Yeah, he's still in his athletic prime.
Okay, so I'm okay with it. I'll allow it. Checking that off.
The poor left tackle from South Dakota State, he was a young guy. He was a freshman last year. He got thrown to the Wolves because somebody else got hurt. Tuliaupupu threw this kid on his head multiple times last year. I mean, his big game was against South Dakota State in the playoffs, and that's why they killed South Dakota State. But I just feel bad for that kid because I feel like he's going to have nightmares forever. But his coaches are going to have to tell him, like, not everybody you're going to go against, or like the former number one player in the country that are also in like their mid-20s.
Now, he played last year. Then why are they calling him a ninth-year recruit? He's just in his ninth year.
He's in his ninth year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now
it's just making national headlines because it's only happened, I think, 2 other times.
Trinidad Chambliss at Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm.
Now he got a COVID year.
Yep.
He redshirted a year, and then he went to court to get to play a 6th year.
Yes.
Now it happens that he's this amazing player.
Yep.
And this judge happened to also be an Ole Miss alum.
Sounds right.
Who is allowing him to play a 6th year.
Correct.
His medical year.
Yeah.
Because he was injured. It was tonsillitis.
Well, I mean, if you get your tonsils out, you probably can't play.
Okay.
He played in Missoula.
I know. He's
played
actually
for Ferris State before he transferred
and
to
he's
Ole Miss.
actually talked about our stadium
I know.
and how it's the most insane stadium he's ever played in.
Yep.
Now, he's allowed to play with Ole Miss. Is there a chance he would transfer and go try and play somewhere else for more money, or is he playing with Ole Miss for the 6th and final year?
He's just going to stay at Ole Miss.
Okay.
I mean, they're paying him like $2 million a year.
Of course they are.
Did you see the deposition of the coach?
Who, Lane?
No, the new Ole Miss coach that was like they were testifying in court to get him extended.
No.
And this guy he got himself in some super hot water. It was pretty bad. I'll send it to you. We don't need to get into it on here.
I can't wait. All right. Well, I guess I'll allow Trinidad too. He's checked off my list.
Yeah, I don't know. At some point this will end, or maybe it won't.
I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, we're marching toward the reality of everybody's just going to stay in college We're marching toward the reality where these guys are going to have to go to college. They can just play for a college team that has nothing to do with school.
I mean, look, if I could have stayed in college forever.
Really? You thought that?
No, actually, by my 5th year, I was like, I need to go make some money.
I was done by semester, like my 3rd year. My 5th or 6th semester, I was ready to be out.
I should have. Yeah. No. Yeah. I had a lot of fun though. It was so fun.
Well, that's the thing though. You can then go get a job and still have so much fun if you're just
totally. I had fun
24
also
and
when
single.
I was 24 living in LA, making no money. So
see, there you go.
I know, it was a good time. Anyway, stay in school though, as long as you can. That's all I say.
If you're going to be in school for 9 years, you better have multiple degrees. That's all.
They're called doctors.
Yeah, that's what they're called. That's what his new nickname is, Dr. Solo.
Love it. Will he be in for an interview?
Maybe. We might actually get guys in the studio now that
Bobby
the
Houck's
great
out.
dictator is gone.
See, it's a good thing maybe.
Yeah. Stay tuned. We really are going to work on something on this story because I think it's national. I think it could be.
I think we should do a documentary on Dr. What's his name?
Solomon
Dr.
Solomon
Tuliaupupu.
Yeah.
Bring him in. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right. Anything else this week?
I went to Hot House Yoga twice.
Yeah. Nice. How was it?
Really good. You need to start coming to this 5:45 class.
I know. I'm sorry.
There are. I don't know if I'm getting older or there are actually younger people in the class, but there's teens in the class now, which I think is great. Kids getting up before school to get their workout in. Wellness.
Thing.
Yeah, I love it. So lots of people today. It was awesome. Great energy. I mean, if you think yoga is too woo-woo for you, these yoga sculpt classes at Hot House are so great because it's really a combination of everything.
It's like aerobics and yoga all at once.
It's all of it. It's a roga.
Yeah, there you go. Patent that.
But weights, yoga, a little cardio, it's so good. And then you're done by 6:30 and sipping your coffee on your couch by 6:45.
Beautiful.
What else could you need?
Hot House Yoga, appreciate them for their support.
Yeah, HotHouseYogaMissoula.com. Come to class.
There you go. Check it out. Little sports here at ESPN Radio. We'll be back on the other side. Don't change that dial. Keep it right here. 102.9 ESPN Missoula.
While winter may slow things down, the team at Black Mountain Lawn is still hard at work across Missoula. All winter long, Black Mountain Lawn helps Missoula homeowners with junk removal, tree trimming and removal, demolition work, grading, and draining fixes, plus landscape planning and estimates for spring. Winter is the perfect time to get ahead and beat the busy season. Visit blackmountainlandscaping.com, call 406-529-0793, or email Dave at blackmountainlawns.com to schedule a winter estimate.
The Press Box is the place to watch all your favorite sports. In the heart of Grizz Country, Press Box has great food and drinks with happy hour and lunch specials every weekday. Don't forget, Press Box has the best happy hour deal in town, Monday through Friday, between 4 and 6, $3 draft beers. That's right, any draft beer at the Press Box, from domestic light beers to IPAs to everything in between, $3 drafts between 4 and 6, Monday through Friday at the Press Box. Press Box also has 2 sports bet machines, so you can always get your bets in before the game starts. The Press Box on Broadway and Van Buren in Missoula.
Axman is doing some spring cleaning. Our in-stock Viking hot tubs are priced to move to help make room for new hot tubs. $1,200 in savings, including free installation, or take advantage of 24 months 0% financing. Want bigger savings? Get up to $1,500 cash off for select in-stock hot tubs. Sale ends February 28th. Evening and weekend appointments are available. Axman, 3 miles west of the Missoula Airport and online at axman.com.
Are you a sports fan who loves to win? Get in on the action with SportsBet Montana. Bet on collegiate and professional baseball, football, hockey, basketball, and more, all while keeping the money right here in Montana. It's easy and secure on our kiosks and mobile app. Head to your favorite SportsBet Montana retail location to catch the game, place your bets, and celebrate your wins. SportsBet Montana. Learn more at sportsbetmontana.com.
Feeling inspired by the Winter Olympics but don't have any ice sports experience? Come to Glacier Ice Rink this Saturday and we'll get you started. Our Winter Games Tri-Day features skating, curling, and sled hockey sessions that introduce beginners to these sports in a fun, safe environment. If you're more of a spectator, we've got hockey games throughout the day, including a USA versus Canada matchup. Pre-registration is required, so visit glacierIcerink.com to sign up. Glacier Ice Rink's Winter Games Tri-Day this Saturday.
Vertical Raise is the top fundraising platform, no matter what sort of organization you need to raise money for. Vertical Raise is an industry leader with elite technology that can help you reach the most vast audience possible, in turn, delivering a bigger check for you and your organization. In 2023, Vertical Raise Montana helped raise more than $1.5 million for high school sports organizations around the Treasure State, and the returns were more than 30% greater than any other fundraising program. To find out more about how Vertical Raise can deliver your organization the biggest check possible, visit verticalraise.com.
ESPN Missoula Sports Center.
Idaho State swept the Grizzlies on the hardwood on Thursday night. Hello, I am Hayden Smith. In Missoula, the Lady Grizz are now on their third 5-game losing streak this season after falling 71-54 to the Bengals. Idaho State dished out 18 assists on 28 made baskets, including 7 dimes from Casey Spink and 6 more from Aspen Caldwell, and the Bengals put 4 starters in double-figure scoring on the way to earning their 11th Big Sky Conference victory. Avery Waddington scored 18 points, but also committed 4 turnovers, and Montana was out-rebounded 39-21 and falling to 4-10 in league play and 7-18 overall. The Montana men's basketball team won 13 straight years in Pocatello before hitting the skids. Last season, Montana had that winning streak snapped with an 86-61 blowout loss that proved to be rock bottom. U of M won 10 straight after that loss. This season, the Grizz have had an almost impossible time finding consistency, and Thursday, inconsistency struck again. Gus Etchinson, a bench player who entered the game averaging 6.4 points per contest, roasted Montana to the tune of 29 points in 27 minutes. The former NAIA transfer hit 10 of 16 from the floor and 4 of 7 from beyond the arc as Idaho State pulled away for a 73-69 win. The victory snapped ISU's 9-game losing streak and dropped Montana to 8-6 in conference play and 14-13 overall. In Bozeman, Montana State kept ripping. The Bobcat women rolled to an 81-36 win over Weber State thanks in part to forcing 32 turnovers. The Montana State men fell 82-79 in overtime at Weber.
This is Nuanez Now on 102.9 ESPN Radio Missoula.
Well, hopefully not a train going off the rails on a Friday evening. Glad you're with us here at the Missoula Broadcasting Company. This is Nuanez Now, 102.9 ESPN Radio. Also streaming live on YouTube and the ESPN MT app. Myself, Jeff Safford, back in studio with Hayden Smith. If you followed the show yesterday, you know it's time to talk some puck here on a Friday. Breaking down once again some Olympic hockey. Some exciting semifinal action today in the men's bracket. One awesome game that Colter Nuanez and Rajim Seabrook alluded to in the first hour of our show today, thinking about Canada getting by Finland 3-2. Didn't quite go to overtime like what we saw yesterday, but
as close as it gets.
Pretty much. And one of Hayden's go-to guys in the NHL ranks and one of the best players on earth, Nathan McKinnon, getting a goal on the power play at the 19:24 mark of the third period, thinking, oh boy, here we go again, another overtime stanza, but Finland goes home, or at least not at this point. They can still shoot for a bronze medal in a game against Slovakia, 3-2 winners, and then in the game featuring Team USA in the afternoon window, no doubt about it, for the Americans, absolutely just demolishing Slovakia. Really a final tally of 6-2 that I felt didn't really even tell the full story for the game. It was just the United States all day long.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was a beatdown. Essentially just kind of two garbage time touchdowns. Coulter said it earlier. They took some of the dogs out getting ready for the big game on Sunday. But yeah, I mean, great performance by the USA. You know, not anything crazy. That's about what I expected. Slovakia's a great team. Finland's just a far better team. They've got, you know, great players, Mikko Rantanen, UC Saros and net. So that's a much more suited team to play, play good hockey compared to Slovakia, certainly.
And thinking a little bit about, we'll start with the first game we saw today in that morning window, Finland and Canada, and then talk a little bit more about Team USA and their win. But thinking about how this game played out, they get things started in the right way at the end of the first period, thinking about Mikko Rantanen, another superstar type of talent, formerly of the Colorado Avalanche, was part of that really funky deal last year, initially going to the Carolina Hurricanes. He somehow ends up in Dallas, where he still is now, and he scores first to get Finland on the board. And then something about shorthanded goals. It's always kind of a feeling like a back-breaking moment, like, oh, geez, especially when you go down 2-0. What's going through your head, do you think, on that Canada bench? I mean, obviously, still a lot of hockey to play towards the beginning of a second period, but you're still down 2-0, feeling like, oh boy, here we go again. Another pressure point and another tough game to deal with.
No, it's tough, but I mean, they got dogs in that team, man, and they got a lot of guys. I mean, the first thing I look at is the 3 goal scorers for Canada. They've all won Stanley Cups.
That's right.
So, I mean, these are guys that are battle-tested. They've been in these big moments. No moment's too big for them. Mikko Rantanen's another guy in that same position, right? Winning a Stanley Cup in 2022, being a perennial 100-point scorer every single year. But the big dogs played very well in this game. Canada just has more of them, and just like in the Czechia game, man, they clawed their way back into it. And obviously when you have top-end talent like Nathan McKinnon doing things that probably Sidney Crosby, you'd be expecting him to do, but with him being out, McKinnon stepped up, man.
And where do you think this story really will go forward with Sidney Crosby? Is it something there, do you think that they expect him back in there potentially for a gold medal game, or do you think him missing this game really will play dividends in him missing the next? Or do you think that really will?
I think it goes either way, right? I mean, Sidney Crosby. If the man can play, he's going to play. Maybe they give him an extra day, just assuming they get through Finland, just to have him at his best in the gold medal game. But hockey is notorious for never really saying what the injury problems are with players, right?
Right.
You see it in the NHL too, so it's so hard to know. I mean, we all know it's a right leg. To the extent of the injury, who knows? But if he can play, he's going to be playing on Sunday. There's no doubt about that.
The classic terms that I always see with injuries covering college hockey is pretty much everything above the torso upper body, anything below lower body.
Yeah,
nothing, not a leg, not an arm, nothing. They just are very extremely vague. That's
for sure. I mean,
always
obviously,
been.
sometimes you can see what the injury is, right? Like a guy takes a puck to the foot, right? And you're like, well, obviously we know what's going on there, but he kind of just folded like a pretzel. So it was really hard to say. I mean, both his legs kind of splayed out. I don't know, man. I mean, obviously he's not a young guy, so. When you're 39 years old, it takes a little bit more to bounce back from that. But like I said, I mean, he's doing everything he possibly can to get back out on the ice. And, obviously I'm cheering for the United States, but hockey's better with Sidney Crosby on the ice, and I definitely hope that we see him play on Sunday.
It'll be interesting to see if he's a part of that gold medal contest. And we've seen Team Canada get through tough games now in the last two. Not quite overtime like what we saw in the quarterfinals, but coming right down to the end against Finland, also having to erase a 2-0 deficit, where we alluded to USA just rolling in the game later today. Do you think that will play anything into the game we see on Sunday, or do you think that Canada will take that kind of momentum of playing in these high-leverage moments, or do you think that USA having a little bit of a easier trek to the gold medal game will play into it at all?
Well, I mean, obviously with the easier trek, you don't have the injuries, right? I mean, Canada's the big dog, and everyone treats them as such. It's kind of like when teams play the Avalanche right now in the NHL season. They want to give them their best. Obviously, USA is in the same realm. They're not quite in the same realm. You're not seeing Connor McDavid, Nathan McKinnon, and Celebrini and all the big dogs out there. But, yeah, I mean, USA, I mean, they got studs too. I mean, Dylan Larkin, obviously, that was a huge goal to start the game. Super happy for him. And after that goal, I mean, that was kind of it. Tage Thompson had an absolutely ridiculous snipe on that 1T on the power play, and they just kind of blew them away. Whether or not that's better or worse, it's so hard to say. I mean, for me, I see the Florida Panthers in the way that they've, battled all the way through the Stanley Cups. The second year was a little bit easier path, obviously, getting through Edmonton a little sooner than blowing, 3-game series, or 7-game series, and getting it 2-game 7. But I don't know, man. They're both so ready. They know exactly who each other are. I don't think that I'm going to look into what the results are from the past. I mean, Slovakia beat Finland 4-1, and they're certainly not a better team. So it's hard to really put it into perspective. These guys know each other well, and they're gonna the Tkachuks especially. I mean, these guys are going to try to beat each other out.
Fitting that you bring up the Tkachuk brothers as we shift now, looking at USA a little bit further. From the very start, the Tkachuks. They were out. They were doing their thing. They were being goons. They were being that just proverbial fly in the room, so to speak. Think an episode of Breaking Bad, just completely annoying the opposition. And I thought the broadcast team hit it right on the head, sitting right up against the glass. They alluded to Brady Tkachuk. Basically, I'm sure there were a few other adjectives in there, putting it in the most TV-safe way possible. He just was yelling at the bench of Slovakia saying, "We're coming."
Yeah, I mean, 2 minutes into the game, I mean, he's already in the blue, just bothering cross-checking the goalie. You got Cernak in there trying to break it up, but it's what those guys do so well. I mean, Brady Tkachuk scored a goal at the end of the game, and then he gets a 10-minute misconduct 5-6 minutes later. So, I mean, these guys are gamers. They don't care what the scoreboard looks like. They're going to play the absolute hardest they can every single minute. And speaking of brothers, can we talk about the Hughes brothers as well? Quinn Hughes with obviously the huge overtime winning goal against Sweden, and then Jack Hughes is just absolutely flying around out there today. Beautiful first goal. Good heads up play in the second one just to see the opportunity to smash in a rebound. But, I mean, it's cool to see two sets of brothers, and they're so completely different in the way that they play, but they're so productive as well. It's really fun to watch those guys.
It really is kind of like your classic thunder and lightning, I'd say, with the Tkachuks bringing the bang and the Hughes brothers with the flashy. You're right. I think it's a great combination. And it should be a fun one on Sunday. Maybe get your coffee. Tommy Evans will maybe like that part of this matchup with the early morning iteration of what we're going to see on Sunday for the gold medal game, a 6:00 a.m. puck drop.
I'm going to have so much coffee.
All right. Bada bing, bada boom. I mean, maybe that 3-pot system will be rocking and rolling that you've been working on.
We're going to have to do some updates on that.
Well, I know I'll have an Americano with maybe 4 shots. That's what I'm not a morning guy like Mike Smith or at sometimes Tommy Evans, thinking back to last week. But Hayden, I know we're up against it. Canada versus USA, 6 a.m. Sunday. Give us a couple of keys.
USA is going to have to play very, very tough. Like I was saying about the Kachucks yesterday and today, that's going to be a huge point. They're going to have to bother the superstars. They're going to have to bother Binnington. He is easily agitated. We've seen him swing his stick. He's a psychopath. We need to see that out of him.
That's a great key. I like that.
We just got to get in front of the net. We got to make McDavid uncomfortable. We got to make McKinnon uncomfortable, and that's going to be the chance that we have. We got to play a gritty game. We got to play like a Florida Panthers-esque style of hockey, and hopefully that's enough. Like the Panthers got over McDavid in Edmonton, the USA can get over Canada, but that's going to be our best opportunity.
Well, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm sure we'll get to break it down next week. Gold medal on the line. USA versus Canada on Sunday. That's going to wrap up a week of action here on Nuanez Now. It's been a fun show on a Friday. We'll talk some more hockey next week and hopefully get back to some hoops and more. This has been an edition of Nuanez Now, 102.9 ESPN Missoula. We'll see you next week.
The wait is over. Grizzly Disposal is now offering no-sort recycling. No more sorting and dragging it across town. They'll get it right from your house. Cans, cardboard, and plastic all in one bin. Handled by Grizzly Disposal. Visit grizzlydisposal.com to add on recycling to your plan or to switch over to Grizzly Disposal today. Give them a call, 541-7171. That's 541-7171. The best trash removal service in town just got better. Grizzly Disposal, the only bears that should be in your garbage.
Cold weather cravings? The Montana Club has got you covered with scratch-made comfort food to match every craving. From perfectly grilled steaks to satisfying salads, they're ready to handle your hunger. So grab a table with a reservation or keep it casual and order delivery straight to your door. Great food made easy. Visit MontanaClub.com to order or reserve and come warm up at your Montana Club. Brooks and North Reserve, Missoula.
Blue Ribbon Audio and Accessories has one of the best showrooms in the Northwest, with everything from mobile audio and video to the most rugged truck accessories. The pros at Blue Ribbon install LED lighting, remote starts, seat heaters, and backup cameras, and the best truck toppers, including ARE, Lear Ranch, and modular stainless RSI smart caps, with many models available overnight. We're also your HQ for spray-on mil-spec bed liners with a lifetime warranty. Blue Ribbon Audio and Accessories, where your ride is our pride.
Uh-oh. Fender bender? Did you hit a deer? Or something worse? Action Auto Body Missoula brings your car back to life. Their expert technicians use state-of-the-art equipment to get you back on the road fast. Insurance claims? No problem. Quality repairs? Guaranteed. When accidents happen, take action. Call Action Auto Body Missoula today. 406-728-9220. That's 406-728-9220. Or visit actionautobodymt.com. Action Auto Body Missoula, where Missoula's cars come back to life.
From the opening face-off to the final horn, Grizz Hockey was backed by the best fans in college hockey. That's Grizz Nation at the Glacier Ice Rink. All season long, you brought the noise, brought the pride, and turned every game into a battle. Big hits, last-second goals, heart-pounding moments. University of Montana Hockey doesn't do it without you, and we mean that. So keep packing the rink, keep raising the volume, and keep backing the Grizz for years to come. Thank you, Missoula, for your continued support of Montana Grizzly Hockey.
All Nations Health Center is committed to keeping you vibrant and full of energy by supporting your physical, mental, and spiritual health. All Nations Health Center in Missoula offers a variety of services to the Indigenous and non-Indigenous people of Western Montana. All Nations offers primary care doctors, behavioral health services, mental health counseling, and even dental. All Nations currently serves more than 2,000 registered clients who are proud Indigenous people. For more information about how All Nations Health Center can help you, visit allnations.health.
Nuanez Now on ESPN Radio.
Well, as Coulter would say, we are up against it. Just want to thank you all for hanging out with us on a Friday afternoon. We'll be back at it Monday at 4 p.m. This has been 102.9 ESPN Radio.
Canby Tap House is well known for having one of the best and biggest selections of tap beers anywhere in Montana. Did you know that Canby Tap House also has wine on tap? Wine on tap gives Canby the ability to offer unique varieties of wines from all over the world at a good price